remains without a new contract with the Commanders. Washington activated the star wide receiver from the physically unable to perform list, which allows him to participate in practice. Head coach Dan Quinn had a strong response when asked about what he expects to see with McLaurin on the field.
I'm not going to play Where's Waldo, guys, all right, moving forward, so just so we're clear on that. So Terry's return to play format is no different than any of the other players. He's healthy, which is now a good step to like getting closer to being back on the field. So you'll see that earlier than later. I don't have a date circled on my whiteboard in my office.
We're not playing Where's Waldo, and we all remember that, not dating ourselves. Is his response, Dan Quinn there, is that something or nothing? Because I felt a little hostility, but maybe it's towards the media, just asking the same question repeatedly.
Yeah, you get tired of it. It wears on you, and Dan Quinn is trying to get his football team ready for the start of the regular season, so I completely get where he's coming from. That said, I do expect that Terry McLaurin should be there, but if he's not, you are talking about a situation where you're worried about regression from Jaden Daniels, right? With Terry McLaurin, the Washington Commanders are an absolute contender, not only to win the NFC East, but to potentially win the conference and go to the Super Bowl. That's how talented Jaden Daniels is. But without Terry McLaurin, without that explosive element in the vertical passing game, without the guy that leads the NFL in tight window catches over the last half decade, it makes it hard to do. If you look back on all of the one-score wins that the Commanders had last year, they had 9 of them, including a couple of games where Terry McLaurin won it on the last play on throwing catches from Jaden Daniels. If you don't have that in your offense, I struggle to think what the Washington Commanders will be in terms of that unit being as dominant as we saw in his rookie year for Jaden Daniels.
Mina, did you feel like it was something or nothing, what you just heard there?
I think he is frustrated because of exactly what Chris said, which is they know how important he is to this team, how necessary he is. Last year, guys, on throws over 10 yards, nearly 40% of Jaden Daniels' targets were to Terry McLaurin. If you take him from this receiver group, it is extremely thin. Deebo Samuel, we saw him on the jet sweep in the preseason game. Fantastic underneath. Can't wait to see him as part of a screen game. None of that works if defenses don't have to respect Jaden Daniels' ability to push the ball downfield. They're going to creep up close to the line of scrimmage, stuff the run, stuff Deebo. It all falls apart for me, quite frankly. Better defenses, not the Bengals defense that we saw in the preseason. I think what's tricky, though, sorry, Bengals fans, I promise I'll stop. What's tricky for Washington, though, is if McLaurin, and it's been reported, truly wants to get paid per annum more than DK Metcalf, that is an overpay, right? You're putting him in the same average per year as the likes of CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, etc. Jamar Chase, that's who's above there. Terry McLaurin is significantly older than those players. You can understand why there's some hesitation on the part of Washington to give him that kind of contract. But he has a lot of leverage in my mind because of how this team is built, and I do not blame him for using it to try to get that money.
And I think that kind of encapsulates why Dan Quinn is so frustrated, because Dan Quinn came in last year charged with a rookie quarterback having to rebuild a culture with this football team, new ownership, all of that. And they exceeded. We knew Jaden would be good, but they exceeded expectations. Now it's like you get to the NFC title game, a year into the Jaden Daniels experience, you're going to be a lot better. Oh, wait, and now your number one receiver isn't here. Dan Quinn understands the pressure that's on him.
Yeah, and it's in sophomore slump. They have tape on you, and now McLaurin missing a significant amount of time. It's concerning. I understand the frustration. I got to leave it there. I know you want to say something. I'm sorry.